Hi, I'm Emily and welcome to the park. Now don't forget, if you like this video, give it the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Now today I'm going to focus on a deep stretch sequence. So we're just going to start off with our feet parallel feet hip distance apart. This is going to give you an all over body suppleness, keep the joints nice and loose and help you to lift up out of that waist. So parallel feet hip distance apart. We're going to first start off with a soft knee as we reach those hands and clasp together. Breath in to draw them up. Breath out to take them down. Breath in and out to lift and open those shoulders as you reach with that flexed hand, standing nice and tall with the out breath. Before you soften the knees and close the hands behind, reach into a wider parallel distance apart and push through those arms behind the tailbone, opening up the chest, squeezing those shoulder blades down and back together to really lift out of that waist. The head follows the line of the spine. Keep breathing there, in through the nose and out through the mouth to open up that chest and those shoulders. Before you breath in again to pull the tummy in and straighten the spine, soften the arms and breath out to rotate those shoulders back as you lift and stand together. Rotate the elbows back and rotate the whole arm up and open. Let's do that one more time. We breath in, we breath out, we breath in and we breath out. We take a little wider stance with the hands clasped behind the tailbone. Breath in, soften the knees. Breath out, we pull up and squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. Pull up in that tummy. Shoulders really pulling down and back to open up that chest. Hold it there for a couple of breaths before you breath in to straighten up. Pull that tummy in and breath out to let those hands come in front. Stand together a little bit closer with those feet. Rotate the shoulders back. Rotate the elbows back. Rotate the whole arm. Lift out of that waist and breath out to come down. Now we're going to take those feet a little bit wider apart, parallel line. We're going to lift up on your chosen heel and rotate to turn towards that other leg that's still planted nice and firmly. As I plant that heel down, I'm going to lift the toe up so I come into a parallel line. Breath in to prepare and breath out to take that high lunge, taking those arms above that head. Don't go too deep to begin with. We're going to hold it there as we breath in and breath out to feel that first stretch through the top of that leg, through that thigh and into that hip flexor. Here we go. We swing the arms down to lift the heel off and take it a little bit deeper. Parallel line still. Open those arms and hold that tummy in. Really squeeze that glute underneath you, stretching right the way through this hip flexor, down the front of that leg before we breath in and breath out to push into our flat back as we pull up in that front kneecap, holding it there just for a second. Okay, breath in through the nose and breath out to take the hands down to the thigh. Now, holding it just a little bit deeper, I can really feel the length in my spine, opening up that tailbone behind and stretching right at the top of that leg. Now, see if you can slide your hands down to touch the floor. As you soften that back knee, we're going to flex that front leg. Excellent. And deepen that stretch just under this leg here. Now, if you can, pull up in that back kneecap, pull up and keep the tailbone reaching out, the crown of the head reaching forward. Pull up in that tummy with that flat back. If that's a little bit too deep for you, see if you can hold it with the hands on the thigh, just a little bit higher. Come down to the floor when you're ready with a soft knee and just see if you can reach into that high kneel. Hands go above the head. Breath in, breath out. I reach into that flexed front foot as I sit my tailbone a little bit closer to my heel. I really feel this stretch deepening every time I do this. Now, to make that a bit easier, if you want to, keep the foot flat. Deepen the stretch to flex it all the way down the back of that leg. I can feel that stretch. Take the hands down. You go with me. If you can go deeper, sit down into that back heel and just see if you can take a moment to breath in to sit nice and tall. Hands go behind, clasp them there and breath out to open that chest and reach over that leg to deepen that stretch even more. So there are different stages of this. Keep with the one that works for you or follow me and go those hands down. As you release them, draw a big circle around the body and pull them into just in line with that kneecap to breath in to prepare, breath out, engage the core and peel yourself up nice and safely. Taking a moment just to put those hands either side of that front foot, tuck the toe underneath at the back and take that very deep lunge position with a little bit of a pulse. So really stretching through this back leg. Now, don't go any further. Keep going with that if that is your deepest lunge that you can do. If you're feeling stronger and more supple, take both hands in front on the inside of that leg and just rock forwards, Be careful that you listen to your body and you don't go deeper than you are able. Then the next stage would be to go to the elbows and rock again. Well done. Now wherever you are, if you're here, or if you have stayed nice and high, either way, pop that knee down at the back, pull up nice and safely, let that leg slide a little bit further away and just drop into it and just hold that position, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Get ready, see if you can take a lift with that back leg and just catch it. So popping that hand into place so that you can get that support. Reach that leg behind and lift it up. Now pulling that as deep as you can. Don't worry if it doesn't go too deep. If you feel you just want to tuck it up with both hands down, that's absolutely fine. Just to really stretch out through the whole of that leg there when you do that. Take a moment to bring yourself back nice and safely, reaching up into that flexed heel, lifting those arms nice and tall. Draw that leg in, take a swing with those arms, and here we go. We come up to stand again, all ready to go on the other side. Breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth to stand nice and tall. One more time. We breath in to take those hands together, breath out to take them through, breath in to reach up tall, open nice and wide, breath in to clasp behind, step a little bit wider as you reach those hands behind and open up that chest. Hold it there just for a second. Breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth before you breath in to pull up and breath out to release those hands in front and behind, stepping forwards and together with that rotation of the shoulders. Rotate those elbows, rotate through the whole arm and lift. Let's do that one more time. Breath in, breath out, breath in, reach and out breath. Breath in to soften the knees, breath out to step wider, clasping those hands behind the tailbone, soften the knees and breath out to reach and lengthen through those arms away from the tailbone, squeezing the shoulder blades down and back together. Keep breathing, opening up that chest, really working those shoulders back together. Before you lift with the in-breath and breath out to take that lift again with rotating the shoulders, rotating the elbows, rotating the whole arm and opening nice and wide with that out breath. Okay, taking that wider parallel position. We're going to raise that back heel on the other side and rotate it round. As we pop it down, we're going to lift the other toe in front so that we make a high, wide apart parallel position. Breath in and breath out to soften that front knee into that high lunge. Taking those arms up above the head, really feeling that lift out of the waist. Just hold it there for a second. Excellent. We're going to breath out to swing down and up and take that foot a little bit deeper. So we take that big stretch a little bit deeper with that nice stretch through that hip flexor, through the front of that thigh. Hold it there for a couple of deep breaths before you breath in to open up and stand nice and tall, pulling up in both kneecaps. Excellent. We're going to soften that back knee and we're going to reach into that flat back. Now don't go too deep. We're stretching through that calf and that ankle at the back there, so it's quite a tricky position. If you're feeling that's a bit too wide, you can always swing those arms down, soften the knee and step a little bit closer. That's okay to do that. Making sure that you have then moved into a parallel hip distance apart line so that you've got that nice balance with the hips and the thighs and knees in a parallel line. So I'm going to swing those arms back to help me lift with the out breath as I reach them forwards again to flex that foot in front and start to feel this stretch right down the inside of that leg and down the back of that calf and kneecap here. If that's too much for you for that balance, put the foot down and hold it there. Excellent. Just seeing if we can now breath in and breath out to lift up into that high lunge again and drop it down a little bit deeper to plant those feet and hands close together. We're going to take that deeper lunge, just making sure that we've got a little bit of a pulse there, really trying to push the heel into the floor at the back to really get that stretch down the back of the leg, pulling up in the kneecap, feeling the stretch down the front of that leg before we breath out to push into that heel there. Taking a few of these stretches every day really helps to keep the body lovely and supple and really helping to keep all the joints nice and mobile. When you're ready, breath in and breath out to lift and allow that back knee to come down to the floor and let that foot release to come up nice and tall. Keeping stretching out this front leg on this side, reaching those arms out to the side. Breath in and breath out to take a half sitting position with a flexed foot if you want that deep stretch down the back of that leg, or keep the foot nice and straight so that you can feel just a pull up through the whole leg rather than too deep on the back of that leg. But if you're really wanting to flex, take it deeper so the tailbone reaches back, head is reaching forward with those arms, and hold it for a couple of deep breaths. Well done. Breath in to prepare and breath out to slide those hands down to the floor. If you're capable of going a little bit deeper, don't do it if it's too much for your knee. Stay in the first position. But if you're nice and comfortable with this, sit down even deeper, taking those arms out to the side. Breath in, breath out to rotate behind, clasp the hands, push them away, open up the chest and drop that chest as deep as you want to. You can go all the way down, then do so and bring the arms higher. If that's not for you, just keep them nice and gently pushing back, opening the chest and reaching forwards over that front leg. That's going to give you a nice deep stretch down the back of that leg. You can relax that foot if you want to, or keep it flexed. Excellent, well done. We're going to take those arms round and forwards to bring us up nice and gently by planting them either side of that kneecap. Breath in to prepare, engage the core, breath out, lead with the head and reach into that even deeper lunge. Hands go on the floor, toe taps underneath, really lift up in that kneecap just to feel that big stretch there before you pop it down one more time. Taking the hand of the same side of the leg that's working in the front onto the inside of that foot for your support, and just reaching the free arm back as you lift that back leg off and try to catch it, pulling it nice and deep and gently, stretching right the way through the front of this thigh and into that hip flexor. Now if that's too deep for you, don't worry, keep both hands planted and just see if you can just bring that foot up with a pointed foot or a flexed foot to feel that stretch working down here. It does also work and engage that hamstring as well, of course. Bringing it down nice and safely. Seeing if you can just tuck that foot underneath, lift that kneecap off and feel this nice stretch here with those hands supporting you on the floor, rocking forwards. Now if you want to go deeper, listen to your body, don't go too deep if it's not for you. Keep breathing and take it down to the elbows and take another rock, and trying to keep that kneecap pulled up as much as possible and just rocking forward. This is really stretching out under this front leg and through this hip flexor here. Excellent, well done. Now if you're here or if you were a stage higher and wanted to keep the upper body nice and upright and you're supporting on your thigh, that's all okay. Well done. We're going to take that knee nice and gently down. Breath in and breath out. Excellent. We're going to take the arms into a swing so that we can take a step onto that front leg. Prepare and engage with the core muscles. Here we go. Breath out. Standing up nice and tall, facing your front. Here's our last stretch. Breath in to reach tall. Breath out to peel those hands through. Follow the hands with the head. Take the whole body down to look to the toes and allow the upper body just hang nice and low. Nod the head to say yes. Shake the head to say no. I'm still pulling up in my kneecaps to feel that stretch right down the backs of those legs. Now to extend that stretch, if you want to, we're going to breath in to prepare, and out we're going to release one kneecap so it's nice and soft so that all the weight is pulling up through that pulled up standing leg. Here we go. We're going to just take a nod of the head again and a shake of the head to say no, nice and gently, just to relax that head and that neckline before we breath in to soften both knees and breath out, pull up on the other leg. So you have the other leg that is pulled up, feeling that stretch right through the back of the leg into the glutes. Let the head hang low again. Just a gentle yes with the head and a gentle no with the head as you breathe into that stretch before you breath in one more time to soften both knees. Breath out to tuck the tailbone under and keep pulling up one vertebrae at a time. The head is the last thing to come up just before the knees fully pull up. Soften them to reach the head up into a straight line by rotating the shoulders back. rotate the elbows back with soft knees, rotate the whole arm back, and really pull up out of that waist before you take a little bit of a shake and a release. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe.